This audio was recorded for the Heads and Tails Mental Health Project with Chilli Studios.
I suffer with S.A.D. This means I get quite depressed, and it's a seasonal disorder which makes you quite sleepy, and it comes as soon as the autumn starts and the dark nights seep in. It makes you want to sleep, and it gives you massive mood swings of sadness, and you just want to sleep. Really, you feel like almost like a squirrel. I want to hibernate. I wish I could hibernate like a squirrel, but you can't do that in everyday life. You have to carry on. And I think my S.A.D kicked in when I was about 11, and I lost my dad. And it was a traumatic loss because I was very, very close to my father. And I lost my mother in my 30s, and that was another massive blow. And then I lost my twin sister quite recently, just over 2 years ago. So this has had a detrimental effect to my mental health, and S.A.D has not got any better because of too many life changes, really. Too many knocks in your life affects your moods. And how I've managed to keep well is by coming to Chilli Studios and doing my artwork, basically, because I like painting watercolours and acrylics, and I've recently started using chalk again and charcoal at home. It's very important to have good friends and a good network of people around you when you've got any form of mental illness, because I also suffer with panic attacks. And coming to Chilli Studios, the staff and the members know that I suffer with, and there's always someone to put their arm around you. The students are just really lovely and very comforting and very kind. And back to my present state, I also suffer with dyslexia, so it's quite difficult. I have to prioritise every day. Every single day I get up, I have to prioritise, can I do this, can I do that? And if there's any reading or anything like that involved, sometimes I need help with it, sometimes I don't. It depends on my mood. And doing a degree, I've had to think, well, can I do this placement? Can I get the work done? And having sat down with my teachers, I can, if I space it out and give myself time off, because I can tend to be a bit of a workaholic. But at weekends, I'm going to make sure I do a lot of artwork and sewing and knitting, and I do a lot in my spare time. I go out to the countryside, because I do live in the countryside, but at weekends we go out on boats, or I paint and take pictures and paint and more painting, and then I do sketches, and trying to go on walks now because I'm trying to lose some weight. And that's very important, to keep yourself as active as possible. It helps with your mental health. And it's good because I do a lot of voluntary work, so I try and help others that have got mental health problems, and a lot of my friends have got variant mental health issues, and I support them and they support me, and it's really quite nice. I like that about Newcastle. And that's me, really. There isn't a lot to say much more, apart from all the abuse that I went with in the past, but that's all in the past now. And now I'm forward looking and training to be a teacher, so I want to teach mental health and well-being, and help others repair their minds. And my final degree in 3 years' time will be psychology, so that will be definitely repairing broken minds.